Hey there, Wes Dove here with Dove Development Consulting. I want to give you a quick snapshot of what you can expect to see over the next several days in a daily dose of leadership. So last week had just a crazy full week in going to Atlanta for the Live to Lead 2020 event with John Maxwell and everybody that was part of that, and it was just a super great experience. I know about 40 folks were able to participate with Cindy live, and that was a whole lot of fun. So kind of back in action this week. Had to pull away last week and just get some things done. But we're going to get rolling. And what I'm going to do over the next several days is share some perspective on decisions have consequences. So the thought process is I was involved through an organization I'm a part of, a volunteer and do some work for an organization where a decision was made and one person got to basically have free reign of something that violated some rules that were put in place to really keep people in check and make sure people weren't stepping on one another and whatnot. And when that decision was placed to those in the leadership role, I'm not going to call them leaders, and that's very intentional because bad decisions in a leadership role doesn't equate to being a leader. Matter of fact, he's not a leader and they're not willing to take responsibility. However, decisions always have consequences. Sometimes decisions have absolutely amazing consequences, and sometimes poor decisions have bad consequences. And over the next several days in a daily dose of leadership, I'm going to walk through the process of here's what can happen, here's the potential bad in any situation, but gosh, there's some potential good that comes from any situation as well. And even when it might be bad to deal with the scenario one time, it might give long-term credibility and earn respect and influence in a way that it far outweighs the potential bad in that right then situation. But if we choose not to deal with it and not have that immediate negative, we might have long-term impact from the folks who see it happen that we don't really plan for. And those consequences might far outweigh any potential immediate bad consequences that we would see. So we'll kind of walk through that scenario and without details. I'm not looking to throw anybody under the bus, but it was a neat lesson for me to watch it unfold and think through it from my lens, from my perspective, but also how the ripple effect can really play out over the long term. And gosh, every single one of us in a leadership role, wherever we're at, we're going to face situations like that. And a good friend of mine, my mentor I've talked about many, many times, Terry Ward, he always told me when he went through West Point, the United States Military Academy, they really ingrained in them choose the harder right versus the easier wrong, and the long-term benefits of that would far outweigh any short-term gratification that we might get. And it really stems back to that. That was a lesson that I learned in 1998 from Terry, and I'm so thankful that 22 years later I can still see that show up in so many things on a day-to-day basis. So if you're not part of a daily dose of leadership yet, here's your opportunity. And when you sign up and get that complimentary series coming to you, you get a free 15 or 20-minute video lesson from John called The Art of Balancing Candor with Care. Really powerful lesson. It's a little bit dated, but the principles aren't dated. The video, John's aged a little bit. He's lost some weight. Matter of fact, over these last several months, he looked great when we saw him on Friday, and so on, but just really neat. Now, here's the thing. We did the live virtual experience with Live to Lead, and it gave us a chance. We had some snafus, and gosh, we had an opportunity. And here's another thing with leadership. We had an opportunity to work with the founder of LeaderPass and get the issue resolved. And decisions have consequences, right? It was one of the most positive experiences in working through a situation that I've ever seen where the owner of a company says, hey, here's where we're going to own this. Here's where I'm going to, here's what I can do right now. So we spent 2 hours with him, the founder of the company, on a Saturday, working through the issues and so on and so forth. Now, I'm telling you all this to say on November 13th, Cindy and I get to host a second virtual experience. So we didn't really promote the 9th much, because we wanted to kick the tires and see how this new platform worked. So we would make sure the vast majority of folks interacting with us on November 13th really had an awesome experience. And we've got that dialed in. We've got some cool stuff there. And of course, we're hosting one on the 23rd in person at Blue Ridge Community College. And we've talked about that. That's basically a sold out event. So can't really offer you tickets there, but November 13th we can. And if you've not registered, don't do it yet. Wait a couple more days and then you'll get access to it, because the October 9th stuff that's still there, there's like 5 days of access to the content, and there's some things. So wait till about the 15th and snag access to November 13th's virtual Live to Lead Harrisonburg event, and you're going to love it. So that's all. Look forward to seeing you soon. Have a great day, and God bless.